Okay, hello, life insurance agents. Today, I'm going to be teaching you how to generate free life insurance leads without paying. So, without using Google Ads or paying for a lead vendor. But if you do want to use lead vendors, I'll recommend these are the only two I think you guys should use are Kaboom Leads, that's CA Boom Leads with Cody Askins, and Insurance Leads. They're both pretty pricey though, which is why I'm here teaching you guys how to generate free leads through social media. And I'm also not affiliated with them in any way. So we're gonna tap on a couple different platforms. My favorites to generate leads: Facebook, Instagram. I don't really like Instagram when it comes to lead generation because they kind of you can post something on Instagram and you will never ever be seen ever, just due to how messed up the algorithms are now. Um, top top social medias to use: Facebook, TikTok's pretty good. You can sell life policies with TikTok, but it's a little it's a little hard because it's mainly young people. So if you're going to use TikTok, I'd highly recommend you try and just recruit. Um, and if you are using TikTok, so the way to do it, we're going to stick with Facebook, but I'll get more into these other ways. But the way to do it with TikTok, first you have to buy your followers. So you can get followers too naturally, but you you have to buy them. So you can put a link in your bio. In the link in your bio, I use a Google form, and that helps out a lot because it's like a Google form for people to apply to. And I do everything free. So, starting with Facebook, the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to create a profile on Facebook. Now, I use Chat GPT to generate these pictures. I wouldn't recommend you guys to use Chat GPT because Chat GPT sucks at writing anything in pictures. It can't spell anything out. Um, but I highly recommend you guys use Canva. And when setting things up, um, I recommend you can create a free website through Google Sites. I highly recommend you create a website, something simple, and then at the end, create like a call to action click button. And when they click on it, it's just another Google form where they can fill it out. Um, simplest Google form to make is I highly recommend you use first start off with beneficiary name. So when you call them, you can use that in the script or use that when you're calling them. Age is a given age. Sex. What area they're in, because everyone's licensed in different states and whatnot, unless you're licensed in all states, which is that's kind of pricey. And then ask health, if they smoke, if they're healthy, and all that good stuff. So first main way with Facebook, assuming you already have a Facebook page set up, is posting will get you somewhat far, but it won't be everything. And when you do post, you want to use, let's see, let me find a post that videos are good with posts, but if you're gonna post, I highly recommend use a lot of hashtags because that will get you traction. Um, and if you're posting, I highly recommend you use things like this. And in this video, you guys can screenshot this and edit it. And you can, if you want to make this more a better resolution, you just go to Canva and you can make the resolution better. But you want to use things like this, and I can show you. I've only had this for a couple, barely. I've had this for like a week, and I've got this many views. It might not be a lot at first, but something you guys got to realize is that you're not going to get a ton of attraction and like t- traction in a week or a month. This is like, you know, I mean, in your guys' mind, I would say you want to wait a year, a solid year, to get solid traction. But honestly, it can be shorter than that too. It can be shorter or it can be longer. But this is a solid method, and it's honestly way better than buying leads, because with leads through Facebook and leads that you generate, they're actually interested and they're solid wins. So you're not going to get a lot of pushback from people. Now, posts like these are great. Videos are always great too, because you know it gets it allows people to see and watch stuff. Also, being able to show them value in this stuff. So let's see. Um, let's see. So, like for example, you show them and this. I posted this like a week, like a week ago, and I got when you post things with the price, specifically, with value, they're gonna go crazy, because especially prices like these. And you can screenshot this too and do the same thing as I said. You just go to Canva and make the resolution better. But things like that, because I'm not gonna lie, people on Facebook are kind of cheap. But everyone needs a life policy, whether they think they do or not. Same with this. I used AI to generate this. This is how. And for those of you who sell IULs, I'm not trying to shame talk anyone, but because I'm with Primerica, so I like to. And Primerica is a great company in exposing a lot of bad life insurance industry. Specifically things in the life insurance industry. But I'm not shaming anyone or anything like that. But when you post things with a lot of a lot of a lot of like, what's it called, insight, people are gonna view it. Some things do better than others, as you can see. But you know how you're posting is really really important too. Now we're gonna get more into how to really generate leads like crazy, but I want to just go over a couple things. So having a solid Facebook page, you can make it anything you want. Just make sure it's professional. Make sure you're posting. Now, when you post, I'd say you don't want to post every day, and specifically, you don't want to post the same thing every day, because if you think posting the same thing will get you different results, it's not. It's just insanity. But when posting, you want to do at least a couple times a week, because you know consistency, yeah, is important. But like posting 3 times a day, I mean, you can do that, but has it worked for me? Honestly, you could post 2 3 times, because in Facebook, it you get more views over time, so you really have to be patient. And I'd like to use this rule called the 20/80 rule. Um, so basically, and this goes with a lot of things in life. Basically, 20% of your effort is going to give you 80% of the results. So if you do 25% of your effort, you're going to get 100% of the results. So that's just a quarter of your effort you need to do. Now, I'm going to get into great. So in Facebook, best way to generate leads is you want to follow a lot of groups. And I have this post up right here, because this is one niche I target, are nurses, because in the nursing industry, they see a lot of sick people and a lot of people that are dying, and that gets them. Also, they can contract viruses and sicknesses too, that can just that can make them perish. And that's why I target nurses. That's a really great niche. Also, truckers is a great niche. Electricians is a great niche. Anything in somewhat a dangerous field. You don't want to do police or firefighters, because they already get life insurance. But unless you work in Primerica, where you don't just sell life insurance, you can sell college plans, 401ks, and other stuff like that. And if you want to apply, there's a link in the bio down below. But you mainly want to stick with people and professions that are somewhat dangerous. So even like welders is a good one. Also, going in groups like these, so free leads for life insurance reps, some of them are kind of trash and they're going to try and sell you stuff, but sometimes they're actually really, really good. Also, finding things that are like, things like this, I need life insurance, this is good. You want to go in the law of numbers doesn't lie. So the more groups you're in, the better it's going to be. So I'm not in too many right now, but if I were you, you want to do a lot of greatest ones to do in my top three: trucking, nurses, and electricians. Now, welders are a good one. Mechanics are a really good one. Let's see. What else is a good one? Mainly those five are pretty solid. But you want to just get in every group you can: trucking, nursing, um, electricians. You want to go to as many groups as you can. And at first, some of them are going to be like, don't solicit, nothing advertising. So when it comes to those, you want to mainly like either tell stories about people who who have gone to it, and that's how you kind of bypass the system of it thinking that it's not like a soliciting. You want to like use a story first, and then be like at the end, like, this is why people should really have life insurance to protect. But don't I wouldn't add anything um until the group gets comfortable with you. And you just want to the more groups you're in, the more you can post, and the better. So now there's also a method I'm going to teach you guys too. This is going to be in a later video on how to actually use Facebook Marketplace to get leads. Now, don't think you can like, you know, go on don't think you can like post like term life insurance on the Facebook Marketplace and think it'll stay there, because it'll be taken down immediately due to Facebook's guidelines. But there are little ways around that I will show in another video. But this is one of the greatest ways, is mainly using groups and Facebook Marketplace and just posting, consistently. At least try and do like 4 posts a week, because you're gonna get traction, you're gonna get views, but it takes time. A lot of you guys, you'll stay in the life insurance industry for like 1 month and like, hey, I'm not making money. Blah, 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 blah. You can't just, this is the right vehicle. You just got to treat it right. The wheel's not broken. It's a slow endeavor at first. So if you are in this, I highly recommend, do this part time, have your job so you can bring an income. But over time, this will bring you income and financial freedom. And if you want to start now, like I said, there's a link in the bio to apply. But I highly recommend using Facebook. Other great ways to generate leads, referrals are always a good one. Friends and family, they're not going to make you rich, but they sure can. They can help you get there. And that's a great thing. Using your warm market already. But another great way is LinkedIn. I think it's very undervalued. LinkedIn. If you use LinkedIn your um, to get traction, because you can go to certain it's great for recruiting, yes, but it's also great for getting life insurance leads too. Like um like for example, you connect with professionals and you share insights with them, like any professional you can, and then you offer free consultation. Or if you have a quote, like a preset quote of like people's general age range, you got to use that, because when people see the price, and it's all about how many people you hit, someone is going to say yes, I guarantee it. But also, I want you guys to know, you know, in the life insurance industry, you don't want to just think about doing, selling, you know. Do you really want to be 60 years old and selling a life insurance policy? No. What you want to focus more on is recruiting because, there's a whole process I could get into, but I'm not going to get into it because that's not what this video is about. Today, we're talking about how to get insurance leads. So LinkedIn is a great one. Also, TikTok is a great one. Now, you're going to be dealing with a lot more millennial and Gen Z. Ugh. But they're easy. They're not really. I mean, to get them to go, you really have to pitch the value to them. So, for example, all right. Um, Here's a little nice little script you can use. So you can make videos, or that's how you want to do it. And TikTok's really good for recruiting, but you can get in leads for insurance. Now, whatever you're selling, could be IUL, could be whole term. Young people like cash value. Um, so that's always a great way. You really show them how they need it. They don't want it. They need it. I do this. So this got me a lot of traction on LinkedIn, and I would share my screen to LinkedIn, but it will only let me share one screen at a time, and I'm too lazy to show it. But basically, I use this, and I did a video on it too, where I was like, "Do you have a family? All right, in the last 30 seconds of your life on your family's worst day, do you want them to be protected? Yes or no? If yes, you need life insurance. If no, then it's not important. Would you agree?" And then I go into if you had to write a check for your family's safety and security, you probably couldn't write the check, could you? But if you could, and it was only for $99 a month, and in the event that you were to pass away, your family would get a tax free check, the juice would be worth the squeeze. Am I right? And stuff like that really gets, you want to get a point, you want to get the point across 30 seconds or less. Because now people's, they're, they're, they don't have a long span of thinkage anymore. It's because of anyway. But and like I said too, this Facebook page I mainly focus on term life insurance because one, that's the main life insurance Primerica sells, but we don't just sell life insurance. We do, annuities, 401k, buy term, invest the difference. We do a lot of other things. We do mortgages, car insurance, which is why I love Primerica too. And if you want to join, like I said, there's a link in the bio where you can apply. But being able to have a lot of income streams is what you want. Um, Also, posting um, on LinkedIn for specific professions, like, even if it's not a dangerous profession, like even accounting, because a lot of these businesses, less and less of them give you benefits nowadays. And that's what you really want to do is you want to be able to provide benefits to people. Another great way is to go on to X, formerly Twitter. X is great because their algorithm isn't messed up like most of these other social medias. You can actually, get traction, and I highly recommend X more than, top three. If I were to say, I'd Facebook, X, and LinkedIn. Now, referrals is a great way, local networking is great, but that's like being in the dinosaur age. It's 2024, so we got to think digital. Um, Creating a website, highly recommended. If you want to go free, like me, I did a Google website, and it's like a couple paragraphs, and then it's a link call to action button. You click it below, and you can uh, go to a Google. It takes you to a Google form that lets you sign up for term life insurance. Um, and really focus on SEO. I know it doesn't sound like much, like a lot of people are like, "Ooh, wishy washy, SEO's fake." In some instances, depending on where you use it, it is fake. But Google, since it is the number one search engine, SEO is not fake. Which is why, and I highly recommend if you do use a website, I would use GoDaddy, just because they're kind of partner with Google, and that's really good. Now, do I recommend cold outreach? No, no, no. You're, because the reason is you could do that, but you're just going to waste your time unless that's your last resort. Then yes, door knock, but I wouldn't, because you want to get people in the warm market. You want to get people that are actually interested, not people where if you go to their house, knock on their door, they point a gun at you. You don't want those people. Um, Another way, highly recommend you guys create a Google My Business, because this isn't a job. You guys can't think of this as a job. This is a business, okay? This is 100% business. And this business creates the most millionaires out of any other industry. And you can search that up. What industry creates most millionaires? Financial industry. What is defined in financial industry? Life insurance. That's in there, believe it or not. Life insurance, investing, like 401k, and if you know, the financial industry, and IUL is life insurance and is in the financial industry. You see, there are products out there that, it's not just insuring your life. There's also products in life insurance to protect you from financial death or economic death, which is a thing. Believe it or not, a lot of people are struggling. So Google My Business, highly recommended. Now, would I use Google Ads? No, because I'm pretty sure Google Ads are just robots. But and I'm gonna get more into detail on how to actually get leads through Facebook Marketplace and Craigslist. Believe it or not, you can post on Craigslist, and I mean like a listing on Craigslist, and I'll have I'll go more into how to actually do that without getting it taken down. But those are really good ways of getting leads. So, and OfferUp too, believe it or not. If you use OfferUp, I highly recommend you post on OfferUp. Um, there's a couple others, I'll get into that into another video, but for now, because each social media platform is different. So if you're mainly trying to get life insurance leads, I would highly recommend you stick with Facebook. Highly recommend. Groups are number one way to get it. You can post, yeah, but groups are really good. And there are some groups out there that just spit out free gems. Yeah. Let me see. This is crap. These are terrible. Okay. Anything like this is terrible. Let me see. Yeah, a lot of these are terrible, but sometimes they actually drop solid leads in this. So I would recommend, you want to follow groups like Free Leads or I Need Life Insurance, but you also want to focus on niches. Um, and the niches I talked about are great. So I would highly recommend you use the niches I was talking about. Um, for now, I'd say stick with Facebook, and then you can move on to other social media platforms. And, you got to play around and see what sticks, because not everything is going to be good. For example, let's see. Let's go to. All right. For example, some posts get more views than others, right? So, uh, this one got a lot of. I don't know why it's not, but I don't know why it's not showing. Let me see. This is basically what it was. And I posted it a second time. You never want to post the same content a second time, because you're not going to get any views. But stuff like this, and especially for if you niche down something specific, people are going to click, and especially when they see the value in the price. So this is term, but I know a lot of you guys don't just sell term. You do whole life, IUL, and those are great. I'm not shaming any of them. I mainly stick with term because, in my opinion, I believe that's the only insurance anyone really needs. But hey, that's just me. Um, and like I said, you want to use, and when you are posting, you want to use photos like this that show them, like almost like a sample quote. And you guys can, like I said, you can screenshot this, edit it out, post it on or put it on Canva to get the resolution better. But I highly recommend you guys use this. And a couple other videos, I'll teach you guys how to use, Marketplace and Craigslist and OfferUp to generate leads also. And I'm not just talking about posting, I'm actually talking about listing an item and in some way to speak. Also, in the link below, there's a couple ebooks I think that are really helpful when it comes to just stepping up your game. Um, but that's all I have for you guys right now, and I hope you guys found this useful.